Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome to another episode of Cornerstone Quick Tips. My name is Josh Donnelly, and in today's episode, we are going to take a look at how to create beautiful gradient borders natively within Cornerstone. Now, if you know anything about gradients and borders and CSS, you know that there are some limitations, but it is easy to overcome those limitations. So without further ado, let's dive in. Now, first and foremost, let's go ahead and take a look at gradient borders in their most basic form. So here we have an image and we want to add a gradient border to this. And if you have been following along with Cornerstone's latest updates, you know that we now have the gradient builder. So we can click on our image, we can scroll down to our borders, we can enable our borders, and so that we can see this in a video, let's give this a border of, I don't know, 10 pixels, something like that, right? Now, typically you would have a border, might look something like this here, but we want to add a gradient to this. So we'll go ahead and click on this again, and I have a pre-saved gradient right here, but you could also just jump right into the gradient builder and begin styling. I'm going to go ahead and select my pre-built gradient here, and there we have it. I think that's looking pretty nice. But as soon as we start to add some border radius on this, so let's say, for example, on this image, we give it an inner border radius of 5 ems. That rounds out the image, but you'll notice the border itself is not able to round with it. Now, even if I jump into my outer border radius and I go ahead and I add 5 ems in here as well, you'll notice nothing happens. But if we were on a standard color, not a gradient, you'll notice that that color wraps with whatever we have in this inner border radius. So we might add 5.5 ems in here, or maybe 6 ems, and have it sort of close in on the shape. So how would we do something like that with a gradient like this? Well, it's actually super simple. All we have to do, let's go ahead and get rid of this for a second. All we have to do is start with a parent container. Now, you could do this with pseudo elements, but to keep things super simple, we're simply going to grab a basic div. This div is going to be our border. So let's just go ahead and give it that global border that we've created right there. And I think that's looking good. Now, as you'll recall, we were doing a 10 pixel border. So what we're going to do is, instead of using border, we're going to use padding, and we're going to set 10 pixels to our padding all the way around this div here. And then inside of this div, we'll go ahead and place our image. And right there, we have a border. Now, when we change the border radius on this, so on this image, let's go extreme and give it an inner border radius of 100 ems, which will make a nice circle for us there. Then we simply come out to our parent div here, which is the border div, and we'll go ahead and give that a matching border radius of 100 ems. And now we have a super simple dynamic gradient border that is able to work with the borders that we set on our images. So if we decide to change this in the future from 100 ems to 5 ems, we have something like this here. We'd then jump back to our parent div, which is our border div, and we would set that border radius to 5 ems as well, and now things are looking nice. As always, I hope you guys find these videos useful. I look forward to seeing how you use this in your builds, and I will see you guys in the next video. Happy building!